The metformin that Mr. Johnson was given did cause him nausea and perhaps some disorientation. Dr. Harbison testified that there were adverse effects to that prescription being given to Mr. Johnson when in fact he was not diabetic, and that prescription could interfere with his ability to cooperate and with his ability to make rational decisions. We would suggest to the court that his vomiting in mid-interview was indicia of exactly the kind of symptoms that Dr. Harbison is talking about, and we would ask the court to suppress both the statements that he made as not voluntary.
And this is true. This is true.
And the search of
so I can't give Gail Ryder the fact that she told the truth, but she didn't want to put on no evidence when I had it all right there to show.
Did you file a brief in this case?
And what is a brief? He didn't want to file the brief because he didn't want.
I understand Ms. Ryder's argument, the defense argument. But when we talk
the courts to know that my wife wasn't considered a victim.
Is on or about May 16th.
When filing a brief, you need a victim, Douglas Hanson.
What I think the legislature's intent, and the court's intent really is that if you're going to say we don't know where you were physically within this state when you sent that text message, then no county can prosecute the defendant for that. That's why we get to look at then the other indicia of the activity of that drug stuff going on. The night before, he has a cell phone with him at this time. He has stopped. He has cash. He has the drugs with him.
I'm not allowed a cell phone or cash.
I do agree with the court's analysis that.
And then he laughed about it.
Technical delivery when he gives it to his wife, and his wife has the one.
See, now he's going off of what Judge Tripp said. Hadn't Judge Tripp influenced his mind, what he would have said?
Prescription for a family member and take it home to them. Here, we have no evidence that was testified to by anyone saying why the defendant's drugs were in Miss Johnson's purse.
Why do we got to testify to it? It's my wife.
Purse, and why is it on the defendant?
Because it was my cash from my check. She had her own money.
Prostitution and the drug activity.
On the card that y'all forgot to take.
I think if you say on or about this date, yeah, we don't have to prove a specific date. I think it's close enough that we have a text message from the night before and that he's actually there on this date.
The text message from the night before says,
I got 50 pills, I'm trying to sell them for $200 to this guy named Nick.
And I got found guilty.
Then we have the pills with the defendant.
No contest for that text message.
To corroborate him trying to sell these drugs. It's an attempt.
Where's Nick?
Constructive delivery.
And the contact with the officer the first time, when the officer basically blew her off and then came back to talk to her again. His testimony was that occurred on what day? Was it the day before?
That was May 15th, yes.
The day before.
The day before.
This is all wrong.
And then he recontacted her May 16th, and they set up that 1 o'clock in the afternoon meeting at the Shiloh Inn.
Wow.
And so at least there was evidence.
It was evidence
that she was insane.
Yeah. That's it, that she was.
Yes, the 15th.
Yes.
And she indicated as such in that ad that she had placed.
That she had placed, but they said earlier that it was from my black laptop.
The only other thing
that I did
say about the doctor's testimony is,
how can he say anything about what my doctor said?
But he has no idea whether it had these effects on the defendant.
He don't either.
Heard that it had any effects on the defendant.
He don't either.
He doesn't, of course, have to testify, but there is no evidence before this court right now indicating that he was having trouble communicating because he was suffering from these effects.
Okay, there is evidence. It's my mental evaluation that Gail Ryder made me take. Why did she put motion to eliminate to get that eliminated? Because you didn't want me to show truth. You didn't want me to show the correct truth. That's why
I think you heard my basic thoughts.
This judge wanted to prosecute me just as much as they did.
As to the motion to suppress defendant's statements,
no hope.
The defendant's motion is denied. As to the defendant's motion,
because I had no witnesses, I had no evidence, so I could kind of stand why the judge dismissed everything because I didn't have proper representation, and that's an ethic violation to Gail M. Ryder.
The court believes that there is evidence that the venue is proper, and so that the motion to dismiss for lack of proper venue is denied.
Wow. I felt defeated, but God kept me pushing.
Just that, Your Honor, the state will prepare those proposed orders. I'll submit those to Ms. Ryder for her defense review, and then submit those to
all I could do is cry, man, because it was just,
that we have
just mind-boggling that they can do these type of things.
With the trial
July 14th and 15th.
During open water. Okay.
They had me set up.
Anything further from the
No.
My concern, Your Honor, is that with regard to the motions to suppress the statements and suppress the search of the phone, I think the court needs to articulate a basis for the denial.
So why would you put me on a time frame saying you got until 5 to take this state's offer when you said this, Gail Ryder? Why?
More in writing than I am in off the cuff. I know that some judges believe that off the cuff is great. I'm not the best off the cuff person, so I will write you a probably brief opinion letter that tells you.
I never received that opinion letter because they rushed me into taking the state offer through my email address.
All of the motions, if you would like.
Yes.
I just think it's required for the record. Thank you very
well,
much.
where is it at in my information?
Wait for that opinion letter. That way I can incorporate that within the orders that I present.
That would be fine.
Douglas Hanson, you got a lot of explaining to do, buddy.
I will tell you that I have been absolutely swamped for
I have a swamp judge trying to trial the case that's very delicate.
Last few days.
That's unconstitutional.
But I will tell you that
pass my case off to a judge that's freshly that know what the hell they doing.
Awaiting me, and I will try to get it to you as soon as possible. We have a free trial on what day?
July 6th, Your Honor.
Next Monday.
Next
Monday.
Monday.
I'll have it to you on or before July 6th.
Giving me court date after court date.
You may get it on the 6th, but I'll try and get it to you on or before then so that the state can get an order and we can move forward from there.
This is crazy.
All right, we're in recess. I appreciate everybody's time. Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you, Your Honor.
This is absolutely the most despicable things that I ever went through in my life. How she showed no hope for me. You know, like I said, I got all this information right here. All that good evidence, and Gail Ryder never once helped me. You know, she just said things to make herself look good as a lawyer, but I can assure you through emails, through teleport, she was a completely different person. Follow me as I uncover more corruption. I got one more video to do, and we'll be up to par on this corruption. It's a hate crime, and I got proof proving it.